Today we have an amazing filmmaker who has won many awards for commercial content. We'll be talking about the importance of storytelling, advices and tips for upcoming filmmakers and creators, and best practices if you want to succeed in the content space. Let's go. Mike, really happy to have you here. Tell us your story and how you became a filmmaker.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. My name is Mike Russell. I'm a filmmaker that also owns a production company in Miami, Florida. And my journey here is a strange one because I started off doing many different things. At one point, I was a DJ. At one point, I sold insurance. I was a bar manager, a construction worker.
Wow.
And then I eventually got into the advertisement industry.
Well, you always had a love or a passion for photography and filming, or
Yeah,
that came later?
No, I've always been a cinephile. I've always loved movies my whole life. And my brother is a filmmaker in London, and he's a director, so I've always looked up to him. And I've always been very visual. I took photos. I was the one when I was younger with the camera, always taking photos of us. But I've always been in the creative space. I've always had to make something. So when I was a DJ, it was music, or I was DJing. And then when I was in the advertisement, I was kind of using that creative muscle for branding. And then I started doing filmmaking kind of late in life. I started doing it professionally when I was like 29, 30. And then I started my production company when I was 32, 30, so like 5 years ago. And when I started my company, it kind of blew up from there. So in the last few years have been great. Since COVID, it's been real crazy.
And how much time passed since you were at one-man show until the company? Like those 2 years, or?
I would say 29, I started like making money. At first I started, I was taking photos of my friends.
For free?
For free, yeah. And I was actually helping my stepfather, bless his heart, with his construction company. And I was like, this isn't for me. I need to do something creative. So I started taking photos, and then my friends for free. And then people were telling me I was good. And then that feedback, I was like, oh, I'm good. Maybe I could do this for a living. And then I'm so obsessive. I turned it into a living, started making money. I would say 3 years from making, freelance money until starting a company.
Amazing journey, man.
Yeah.
So you've worked with like crazy major brands, and that's something to be really proud of. What do you think they saw in you? Like, hey, we need to work with Mike Russell. What made you come apart from the rest?
I think what sets me apart from people in Miami, if you're talking locally, is the fact that I'm British. So I'm from London, and I very much identify as British. I don't have the accent because I've been here so long. But my whole family's there. It's just me and my mom here, and I very much identify as British, as many people from Miami identify from their usually South American countries, all my friends. And I think that's so important to who they are. Yeah. And there's not a lot of English people here. And I think being British definitely individualizes me and my point of view, of course, and my personal journey as well. But I think that's something. And I try to put that into my work. And in the beginning, when I first started out, I was making spec projects for my friends. And I was purposely trying to make it look like anti-Miami. So I would never go shoot like on Deco Drive, anywhere that's famous Miami, so that when you saw my videos, it looked like ambiguous, like it could be anywhere. Yeah. And so I kind of always, I think that helped a lot. That was a big thing for sure.
Do you remember what was your first big brand that you worked with? That you couldn't sleep, like, man, these guys called me, and like you got super nervous. No, I need to now call a team to do this.
Well, like in the beginning, I was doing the classic fake it till you make it, like I would say yes to everything. Like in the beginning, I didn't even know what a gaffer or what a grip was or what a grip truck. So I'd be on the phone, like my first big project, I can't tell you who it was. I have no idea. I can't remember. I'd be on the phone and someone would be like, do you have money for a gaffer? And I'd be Googling what's a gaffer, saying like, yeah, I got money for a gaffer, not knowing what it is. Yeah. So I would always say yes and then figure it out. But my first big client I can think of, it must have been a music video. Oh, Denzel Curry. He's a big rapper here.
Yeah, I saw it.
That was probably my first big break. Yeah.
What would you say is the most unexpected skill that filmmaking has brought to you? Not in video, but it's something that you learned, like, and I've never thought of learning this, and now it's a cool skill that you have?
Leadership qualities. Directing and producing is definitely giving me these kind of leadership qualities where it's not like a CEO, but it's every time you have a big production, you're essentially building a company. It's like building a house or a company for that production, and then the company gets dissolved. But the producer's the CEO, then the line producer's the CMO, then the ADs, like it's all these positions. You have to be this kind of entrepreneurial spirit. So it's giving me these kind of, I've had to tap into leadership skills that I didn't know I had. And the biggest one, which I've kind of always had, but it's taught me more of, I've had to be good at, is communication. Like communication
So
is
important.
everything.
Like on a normal job, like how many people can be on set?
I mean, the biggest set I've probably had, at least 50, and it's too big for me. I don't like big sets, because you start looking around and you're like, why there's some people here being redundant? Like, what are they doing over here? I like to stay as lean as possible without, cutting corners. But yeah, a big set, it looks impressive, but I think I don't really agree with them too much. I think you can do more with leaner sets, and it allows you to be more agile, react. Because for me, filmmaking is all about finding those nuances in those moments. And like, if there's a moment, like we set the lights up here and there's a moment there we like, and there's only 10 of us, I could be like, we're going over there. But if it's like 50 of us, like, oh, we got to move this, he's got to tell him, it slows everything down.
Yeah, and everybody has to be on the same line and balance. So that's
yeah,
difficult.
but communication is huge.
Yeah.
And I pride myself on on the vibes of my sets. Like, if you work with me, it's always good vibes. I like on big sets, I like to do a team talk before, and I'll play some good music. I'll get everyone dancing. Everyone's, introduce yourself, and so everyone, the vibes are good. So I think that's something that I've had to learn.
Yeah, you start super energetic, and everybody's on a happy face and a happy vibe.
Yeah, because it's a blessing. We're getting paid to create something out of nothing, we're pretty much getting paid to be little kids, but be professional little kids,
Yeah, man. Yeah. I would say that more than a filmmaker, I would say that you're an artist, man.
I appreciate
it. I really like your job. One thing artists have is they're free of, not speech, they're free of their creativity, liberty. Yeah. So how do you manage when a brand comes and say, I want 1, 2, 3, and you cannot go other way? Like, you take those brands, or you say like, man, I need some creativity. How's that process?
That's an interesting question. I think the balance of balancing art and commerce, which is what you're saying, is how you can have longevity in the production world. Like, because not only do I do music videos, but my main thing is advertising, right? And if you want that longevity in advertising, you need to be able to adapt. So if a client says, hey, this is what we got, and like, this is our look, and artistically it doesn't go with it, then you might not have a long career in the advertisement. But if you're able to adapt and then give them ideas and enhance, that's the real beauty. It's if a brand comes, all right, yeah, there's some strictness, you get into their world with them, but then enhance it with some of your ideas, then it's gonna work. If you're trying to put your vision in front of theirs, unless they want it, they come to you like, oh, we want your vision, and it happens a lot. Like, these awards that we won, it's one of my favorite clients. It's Gold Fuel. It's an energy drink. They come to us, and it's a free reign. He gives
you
us,
do whatever. Yeah. You know us, do what you want.
Yeah, he tells us, hey, look, we're coming up with some new cans. Like, we want to go crazy. I'm like, all right, give me some time. I'm gonna give you a crazy idea. I love that, obviously. But some brands they have systems where we need this, and it's like, oh, cool. So you have to adapt. I love adapting. Some people don't. There's a lot of people that are artists and they have a problem with that commerce. And that's great. They make money in other ways.
Have you rejected the brand because they didn't let you have that creativity space?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And what hurts the most is when you agree in the beginning on something, and then you do what was agreed upon, you create that content, and then they're like, oh no, we need to water it down even more. And then it's like heartbreaking, because you're like, I even came to your level and then you watered it down some more. But yeah, if it's something that I don't agree with, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of it. But I'm pretty confident in my and my company's ability to adapt, and like we do a lot of work, like different types of work. So yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your creative process, because I think that relates a lot with other type of creators, being in all the categories of creating. When a client comes to you, okay, we want to do this. What's the process? You figure out first the storytelling, or like the script of what we're gonna do. It's more a storyboard, or how you come up with ideas. How's that come to life?
Ideally, they come to me with a brief. So a brand will come and be like, hey, we've got this new, I'm just going to use a drink. This is our new drink. This is our budget. We need a certain amount of deliverables. You know, we need a 30-second commercial. We need photos, and we need social cut downs, vertical, horizontal. You can go crazy. From there, I'm like, all right, do you have any references that you want to show us that you like, or where do you want to go creatively? If they have a little bit of something, the more the better. Usually it's not a lot. And then they'll give me time to put together a treatment, so a deck. And before I do that, if I have enough time, you know, I'll bunch up all the information they give me. I'll usually go for a lot of walks. I'll listen to music, usually classical music, and I'll get my juices going. And while I'm walking, I'm writing down in my notes, just everything that comes to my head. For me, my ideas come when I'm moving, and I'm just writing down anything: dogs, colors, skies, cameras, lenses, music, dialogue, just anything. And I'll do that for as long as I can, a day, an hour, a week, however long I have. Then I'll come back and I use an app called Milanote, and I put everything in there, and I'll use ChatGPT to organize all my notes, and they'll organize it for me. And then I'll start putting it all together in Milanote visually. Then I use another website called FrameSet, and I'll start pulling images from other commercials, movies, and music videos to start putting together pretty much a storyboard as well. And I'll put that in the treatment, and with that treatment, I'll then pitch it to them. We'll get on a call, and I'll tell them, hey, you know, this is what we want to do creatively. We go over it together. They usually love it. They approve the budget.
If not, it's another week.
If not, then I've never had someone not approve the treatment. Because you're basing the treatment usually at that level off of their brief, you know, so you have as much. And then from there, I'll go into pre-production, and we'll do a shot list, you know, and then you gotta get locations, and it's making it all happen from there. But yeah, I mean, if I have time, that's the kind of the ideal situation. It involves a lot of walking, a lot of music, and a lot of writing, and then trying to put it all together.
And you ping pong these ideas with somebody else, or it's?
No, usually it's by myself. I mean, it depends. Maybe I have someone else directing it. Yeah, Zay, who works with me, we ping pong a lot of ideas together. Sometimes he'll come up with his own ideas. Sometimes I'll tell an idea to him. He'll tell me it's terrible. Then and I'll refine it. But you know, I found ChatGPT to be really helpful as like a writing partner, someone to bounce ideas, like not using it to create ideas, but using it to develop ideas and have a conversation. Because what I do is a lot of it, that idea phase and the writing phase it's a lonely solitude thing. So having ChatGPT is like I have someone to talk to like instantly.
Yeah, and you don't get that, let's say, creator block.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you have all this. Now help me put it together.
I haven't had writer's block since I started using ChatGPT and this system with Milanote. It's like I can work through it.
You flow like.
It's insane. And I think a lot of people use ChatGPT the wrong way. They're like, write me a 30-second commercial. Like, no, it's have that conversation to develop your idea. It's literally like having a writing partner. So then because then you have an idea, and it just gets better and better. Because they're doing the research, you're asking it questions, and yeah. So I haven't had writer's block in like 2 years, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I also use it for that. One thing that I always tell people now that we're mentioning GPT, like instead of asking for a solid thing, you need to treat it like a bi-directional conversation. Like, okay, this is what I want, but you should always end the sentence like, is there something I didn't tell you that you think it would make better what I'm telling you? And then he asked you before telling you the right answer or the final answer. So don't treat it as a one way. One of the secrets there's a lot, but one of the main secrets is treat it as another person. Like help me help you do something better. So nowadays I think the biggest challenge on filmmaking for brands, for commercials, is that people are like normal viewers, they really evolve into, hey, they see a commercial and they know this is an ad. So there's this huge challenge on how to take a brand to actually have a cool outcome, how do you balance that? Like, okay, let's try to do a cinematic thing or try to do a really cool story about it so people actually want to see an ad.
I talk to clients about this a lot. I think depending what platform the ad is, whatever the content you're trying to create is going on, that should help dictate what it's going to look like, or are you hiring an influencer, and then you look at this influencer and all his content is like, it's like one of these comedians that they do all these iPhone jokes, like, oh yeah, we're going to use him for our brand, and then all of a sudden I'm going to go there with my high-end cinema camera and have him shoot. That doesn't make sense. Like, he's an iPhone guy. Yeah. So you should go there and fit into his world with an iPhone, and then you worry about the storytelling. But let's say we got Messi, or, we have like a superstar like that. Is it a good idea to put him on an iPhone? Maybe, if the concept is worth it, but probably not. Like, we're probably gonna want to get the big cameras out and the big lights, and we're probably gonna want to tell this huge cinematic story. So I think you have to be very specific. You have to work backwards. A lot of brands don't do the research. Like, oh yeah, we got this guy now. Like, yeah, let's get the big cameras in, or vice versa. Like, we have something and the budget's so small, so we got to go with the iPhone, and that's fine. You just have to get creative and make sure you're like maximizing it, and always story first, like always. So
yeah, I was going to ask you about that. What's the most important thing for you? Like visual storytelling, the set. So
yeah, story first. I think story comes first, and then the tools come second. I think for me, what's great is I have, the tools to make it look great. And so I'm able to kind of maybe lean. I'm always a bit biased. I'm always going to go like, well, we can tell that story with a nice camera too, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's a GoPro story. Maybe it's an iPhone story. And the story always comes first. And I think that comes from research. I think that comes from brands, agencies, production companies, content creators. Like, look, if you're a content creator for your audience, maybe a high-end camera isn't the move. Maybe your people want to feel connected to you, and you could do a test with an iPhone, and the iPhone is what you're getting the most reactions from, you're getting the most feedback, and then you do a test with a more polished camera, and your audience now feels distance from you because it doesn't feel real.
Yeah, they relate like, I'm also a normal person. I have the same thing.
So like, what are you doing? What's your brand? What are you selling? Or the story you're trying to tell.
Is there any? I'm also a huge fan of storytelling, but from your side, is there any advice on how to create a good storytelling, or how to create a good narrative?
I think, well, I mean, so each brand and creator is different, but I'm a firm believer in the protagonist. Like, there should be a main character or a group of main characters. Like, if you watch a lot of my favorite commercials that we made, there's always a protagonist, there's always a main character, or a few of them. Sometimes we do these ensemble videos and there's a football player and a soccer player, but they're the main characters. I think you have to define who that main character is. If it's you, if it's about yourself, then you're telling the story about yourself or the product you're selling or the brand that you're selling. And I think that's really important. I think it sounds really simple, but a start, middle, and an end, like almost a 3-act structure within even your small little videos. So in the beginning, you do a little catch, a hook. You hook someone in the beginning. We do that a lot in our videos. We'll do a really quick to and then into the edit, just so it's like really engaging. And so then we'll start fast. I like to look at it like a graph. We'll start really fast, then kind of slow for the first act, build up into the middle act, slow down again, and then build up attention again for the final act in like a 60-second, 30-second video. Yeah. But you can still do that. You can do that in a 15-second video. So I think it's kind of like this.
Yeah, I've heard that theory. I think I also apply it sometimes. But guys, you don't need a super camera or a super set like this. You can do the same storytelling technique with your iPhone or with any simple camera.
Yeah.
So what is the usual biggest storytelling mistake people do, you would say?
They make it too vague. They make it so, like, think of this main character thing is important because it makes you relate, makes it more personable. So that's why when you see a news flash about a weather problem, like a big hurricane or something, they don't just say, oh, Miami got devastated. To make you feel something emotionally, they'll focus on the family. Yeah. that lost everything. Now you're relating to that. Because if it's a whole city, you're like, oh yeah, that sucks, but I can't get into that. But when they get into that family and you see the family and you see that they've lost everything, you're like, oh, and then you hear the kid's story and you hear the mom's story, it starts getting specific and it starts tapping into that protagonist element. And then you start getting attracted. So I see a big thing with up and coming videographers, content creators. It's just vague, and you don't know. It just doesn't feel. It's just like it's just flat. So it's like finding that main character. If it's a place, if it's a person, if it's a family, like that's how you'll get people driven to you.
Yeah, we could say like the biggest red flag is that for branded content, like don't put only the product.
Yes.
Like if you only see product here, or the typical, if it's a drink, it's really cinematic and cool, and instead of the drink pouring, yeah, but there's nobody, like that's an ad, and I fly away from that.
So yeah, I'm not connected to it at all.
All right, let's talk a bit about how you jump into socials, right? Because I think you started working as a filmmaker, but there was a point like, hey, I need to go to socials.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Yeah, I think for me, social media it's so important. It's one of the most important. Instagram is the most important platform for me because it acts as a live portfolio. So on my grid, I have my most recent work and that, the awards and things that I'm proud of and moments or even tough moments that I'm still proud of. And then on my story, I'm always, every time I have a shoot or something, I'm always posting it. So I'm always staying on top of people's minds, my clients, my colleagues, or whatever it is. And I invest also, this is really important that I don't see a lot of people do, which blows my mind. I invest money into marketing. So if I have a big shoot coming up, I will pay one of my friends to shoot BTS. They'll come and I'll pay what I have to pay.
Everybody loves behind the scenes.
It's one of the most important things. Not only for Instagram, it's not about like looking cool. That's great too, but you use it for decks. You use it as on your website. You use it for when I'm running ads on SEO for my company. I use it for my Google page. Like you need these BTS, and that's marketing for you. And, that's a tax write-off also.
Yeah, and people also need to understand, like, okay, the video is cool. They don't know the complexity of all the team, so many cameras and everything that is together, the catering, like other things that are not actually for the shooting, but that you need.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So they also understand, like, this is like let's say the authority of you being an expert on it. It's also showing how hard it is to create it.
100%. And it also extends the life of that content. So, I post a video that we make, then, it lasts however long. But then I can extend that content with a BTS pics, then a BTS video, and then I can use the BTS forever. So Instagram is huge for me. And then my company's Instagram is also like we treat it like a landing page.
Yeah.
It's just, so when people go there, they can see the latest work.
Yeah, because I guess I was thinking this morning, like, man, Mike has a problem you do an amazing work, but that type of work that you do for big companies, okay, it goes to TV, it goes to their socials and so on. But there's no place like done by Mike.
Yeah.
So I think that's also one thing that filmmakers like, okay, we need to take it to the socials or no one is gonna never know we did that job.
And yeah, it's funny that you say that because it's so true. If you don't promote it, no one's gonna know about it, except the people that were on set with you, and then they forget by the time they go to the next shoot. It's our currency as a filmmaker. It's how you market. It's how you get more jobs. It's why people want to work with you. I've literally had people it happens on a weekly basis. Well, I'll post on my story, I'm shooting something with a big rig, and someone will hit me up. I want to book you, I need that rig, like how much that costs, and then you start going into it. And even if it doesn't go through, the energy's there and you're staying on top of people's minds. So it's really important.
Hey guys, just a quick break. If you want to learn what works and what doesn't in your content, you can test your videos and get real feedback from other creators on Growith. Download the app today and start improving. The link is in the description. Now, let's get back to the video. So you said that Instagram is your main social or your main channel, right? But I think that there are other socials that also can be interesting because you're a high ticket person. Like you need maybe 2 or even 1 client a month.
Yeah.
Like there's huge projects. So maybe LinkedIn would be a nice place for you. Have you tried?
Yeah. LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn. It's just I need it's the time it takes, you know. I like Instagram because it's almost like instant feedback.
Yeah.
It takes me 10 minutes to prepare the post. If I'm on set, I post it. LinkedIn is like a whole another medium where, but yeah, no, it's something that would be good. TikTok's not for me. I respect it for people. I don't have the, it's just, it makes me feel silly. YouTube is great for filmmakers. It's not for me. It's not, I'm not a, talking to camera is not something, it's not really my, I don't feel really very comfortable doing it, so not for me. But YouTube is huge for people, and I if you have that personality to talk to the camera, like, go for it. LinkedIn, yeah, I gotta tap into LinkedIn.
How do you balance showing your work on socials with clients that said, okay, this cannot go anywhere? You did all this work, 2 months working for it, and nobody knows you did it.
I'm going through that right now. I mean, loads of stuff I don't post, loads of it. But usually, if I really believe in the edit and and I want to post the one that I like, that they're posting something different, I'll call it a director's cut. I'll get permission though.
Yeah.
You got to get permission.
I think that's nowadays a thing that you should put on contract. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
it's everything is all the work is for you, but let me get at least the behind the scenes or something.
Yeah.
I'll wait for you to post it, and then it's my turn. Like, give me that.
Yeah. And if you want, you put, you know, director's cut in brackets, and people understand that that's your version.
As an advice for filmmakers, would you say it's better to promote their personal brand, or like create a socials for the company? Is that something you learned in your journey?
Yeah.
You would say, hey guys, focus more on this.
Yeah, I tell people this a lot. I think you should need to do both. I think first, work on your personal brand. Like, if you're going to be a cinematographer, you're going to be a writer, director, you're going to be an editor, if you're going to be all of them, work on that for a while. Like, find your voice, find your tone. And then when you're ready, then build up that portfolio online. Start a company. But when you start the company, start it as much as you can as a niche. So if you're a funny person and over a while you're fine-tuning your personal brand, you were leaning towards comedic ads or whatever you want to do, then stick to that while you start a production company. If you're a sports person, like, stick to that in the beginning. Fashion, like, stick to that and start your production company around that niche, and then start to build it, and then kind of dive into other things. And I think you have to start a company, especially in America, because that's what the American dream is all about.
Totally. How many people or how many jobs you get, maybe you can tell me in percentage, from socials? Because I guess you have repeating clients for back then, or maybe agencies come to you, but what's the power of socials for your work?
I don't think I get new clients from social. I mean, on Google I do, like Google SEO, which I guess is not social media specifically, but SEO is huge for us. But I think more social is kind of building a bigger community that maybe it's not clients, but it's colleagues. It's like people that I might work with, or I respect their work, other filmmakers that I love. But I think more social media is staying active with your clients. So it's your existing network almost, for me at least. So I use social to, like, stay, like I said, on top of my client's mind. So when a job comes up, if they're on Instagram and they see me doing something,
you're on the top of mind of them.
Yeah, let's hit up Mike again. Like, maybe he can do it. So I think it's more letting people know that I'm active, you know?
Yeah, because if you're not on socials, you're kind of dead, no? Like,
I mean, unfortunately, I think so, yeah.
This is something that I think on all levels of creation, it's a thing. So what's your take on AI and the content that it's being produced that may take work from you, or that's actually a tool to have better or more work, or how do you see it?
I'm really excited about it. I'm not a doom and gloom. I'm, like, super positive about it. I can't wait. I think there's some specific jobs that might be a little scary for it, and it's not mine, fortunately, but I think there's some jobs out there that might get a little scary. But I'm really excited about it. It's still not there. Everyone's, like, freaking out, and, like, I've been using the AI and it's not there. I can't use this. I'm, like, typing in everything. I'm using all the prompts, and I can't use any of this footage in my videos. It still looks like a video game to me. But hopefully when it gets there, I can't wait. Like, it will say, I can think of so many examples. Like, if I I need to get, like, a B-roll shot of Miami, and it needs to be a drone shot, and I don't have to pay someone or go get that shot, and all I gotta do is type it in. Perfect.
Yeah, give me an aerial shot of Miami. Boom.
What AI is gonna do is it's going to make storytelling, unique storytelling, even more important. So filmmakers I love, filmmakers I work with, we're going to be good. And in fact, we're going to be even more in demand, I think, because AI is going to make most people just one size fits all. It's going to be cookie cutter. It's going to be all the same stuff. So people are going to be like, oh, we need that. No, this is like, everyone's doing the same thing. We need something that's like super unique. It's going to make us push to be even better. So we're all going to get better. And then the people that don't really know what to do are going to be relying on these AI models, and it's all going to look the same. So that means hopefully the really good storytellers are going to get even better. So I'm not worried. I'm excited.
That's an amazing approach. I would say that, yeah, people are like not giving that much priority to storytelling because they think, no, AI is going to do everything. So they're like the bridge between the good ones and the normal.
Exactly.
It's just getting bigger.
Exactly. And that's why we were saying about ChatGPT. If you're using it like create a 30-second thing, no, it's like it's a tool. It's not, AI isn't there to create something from scratch. And if it is, then I think, yeah, you're not gonna have a long career. So I'm not worried about it. I'm really excited.
You've worked with all the crazy cameras in the world.
Yeah.
But what's your if I told you, hey, you can only choose one camera for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
If I had to choose one camera, it's this. This is the Sony FX3. It's the best camera ever made under $10,000. People can at me in the comments. I stand by it. This thing is literally incredible. It can get better, and hopefully they will drop a better one soon. But I can do a lot with this camera. I can pretty much do anything. And they've shot movies with this now. So this is my bread and butter. It's my workhorse. But if I have some people with me and I want it to look like the best of the best, I have another camera for that.
Yeah, if you want to do maybe to charge even more.
Yeah, should I grab it?
Yeah, let's show this. This is gonna make a lot of people jealous. Look at this baby.
So this is my baby. This is the Ari Alexa Mini LF. This is what we shoot the big projects on. Or if I believe in the project and they don't have the budget, but I'm like, oh, that idea is cool, it would look really good on here, we get that involved. I got my favorite cinematographer of all time on here, Roger Deakins. And it's the sticker, what would Deakins do? So I'm always thinking about him. If I was on a desert island, I'm probably picking the FX3, but I'd be dreaming about her.
What would you say is that if for people who are starting in filmmaking, it's the normal technical mistake they do?
Well, I guess like on a creator level, if you are doing the shooting yourself, I think a technical thing to really make sure you learn and master, and it will differentiate you from the majority of people that are using cameras, is just understand exposure. Like understanding how to expose your image correctly in all different types of environment. It takes time, takes trial and error, but just understanding that you can make an iPhone image look really good. But if you know how to expose an image correctly, you'll be better than like 70% of people out there.
So you've won. I had a special place for the award because it was really, this was like 6 months ago, no, or less.
So it's like almost a year. This was last year, so 2024, but we just won. I just found out we won some 2025. So we just won some more awards.
You won awards like almost in all the categories, like on storytelling, on editing, on lighting, I guess it was.
Cinematography.
Yeah. So what's the secret of mastering all these different pillars?
You got to be crazy. You got to have loads of time. You got to be single with no kids as well. No, I think you need to be, I actually don't joke, you need to be obsessed with getting good at these things. And I think I was so obsessed with getting good that I wasn't going to wait around for, I got to have someone teach me. I wanted to do it all. So I learned how to edit. I learned how to use a camera. Directing kind of came naturally with that. Producing kind of came naturally with that. I learned how to color grade. I learned how to sound design. Sound design is like something that we won an award for as well. So I taught myself all those things because I had to, or else if I didn't, videos wouldn't get made. Those awards I'm super proud of. They mean everything to me, but it's you got to work really hard. And some people learn specific skills and they'll win an award for that. But yeah, I guess I forced myself to learn a lot of skills so that I could put these videos out, and fortunately, yeah, we got recognized for them, so it's nice.
And thanks to which brand or which project you got the awards?
Goat Fuel, the energy drink, one of my favorite client. We won one, two, three. I think we won 4 awards for them. I've just won another one last week, so like 5. FIU, it's a big college university here. We won one with them. Another Goat Fuel one. So Goat Fuel is they're my favorites.
Yeah. Brands you need to learn from Goat Fuel. If you give full creativity to your filmmaker, good things happen, man.
Yeah.
Because I also guess these videos, they work like super well for them also. Besides the let's say the video aspect, the conversion of those ads, I guess they were also they were like crazy, right?
Crazy. I mean, I think both the videos that we won awards have millions and millions of views. They're getting eyeballs to the brand. They're converting them to sales, and that's also really important. I can have the craziest idea, I can go shoot the most beautiful video, but then you got to know that they're going to use that video and then convert that into sales, because if there's no sales, then there's no brand.
I'm curious, when you got the awards, did the brands mention that? On this ad we did this when we worked with Mike, or that
like
also
on their socials?
Yeah, or anywhere.
Maybe. I know they definitely. I mean, I told them straight away, like, hey guys, just want to say congratulations that we won it. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for the opportunity. And I think, yeah, I mean, they definitely said it internally with their company. I don't know if they said it on their socials, but I mean, they're proud of it. They're really proud of it. So, and they should be, because I mean, I can't do it without the brands backing me.
What advice would you give to somebody that it's already on filmmaking, but they do small jobs, and how to jump to these big brands, like big money? Is there something that you should focus more than other things?
Yeah, I mean, I think it gets said a lot now, but a big thing is spec work. So if you're kind of stuck on a local level, is finding a brand and doing spec work for them. So essentially be like free work, but going all in. It's like the equivalent of going and shooting a short film. But don't go for Nike or Adidas, or like the biggest brands in the world. Find a lower brand that's kind of big, reach out to them, and then actually like pitch them on the idea, or go ahead and shoot the video anyways and then have them do it. And don't ask them for money. Be like, hey, we shot this, like, I want to see what you thought. Hopefully they're gonna be like, we love this, can we post this? Then you're off to the races.
Yeah, like win their respect.
Exactly. A lot of people it blows my mind, are in this for the money first. If you're in this industry for money, like, you're in the wrong industry. You should have been a banker. Like, this is not, you should not be doing this for the money. The money is a plus, it's incredible. I have to pay my mortgage, you have to pay your bills. But if you came into filmmaking for the reason of getting rich, you picked the wrong career. So it's about being passionate and doing something you love, putting your artistic voice with a brand, and then pitching at them. You win, you're creating art that you believe in, and hopefully they love you. Then if they really like it, they might pay you to do one. Yeah, so that's spec work is huge. It's huge. Yeah. I think that's one way.
I think it's one of maybe the best strategy if you want to take that leap. Yeah, it's amazing. So now you have all this crazy amount of expertise. I think you have already also crazy fans of your work. Haven't you thought, I know you do it for passion, but man, you have all this in you. A lot of people would love to have it. Have you thought of maybe other ways of monetizing, like maybe doing a mastermind or a course or your book or something like that?
Maybe I'll write a book one day. I don't know. No, I just for me, I feel like I just started. Like I'm so, people that know me know I'm so driven. It doesn't feel like work to me. I love what I do. Every morning I wake up, it's like I'm
super pumped,
excited. Like I love work. I literally love working. So it never feels like a burden. So yeah, I never know. We'll go maybe one day. I love talking to people about it. I did a talk last year at a film festival, and I was like talking to kids, and I was breaking down the way I prepare for a shoot, and I loved it. So yeah, maybe one day.
We love to manifest on the channel. So have you worked, or that hasn't happened yet, but like your dream brand in the whole world?
Yeah.
Have you done it?
Nah.
When can we say it?
Yeah. I'm a big I'm from London originally. I'm a big Arsenal fan, which is a soccer football team.
I know.
I'm a lifelong Arsenal fan. My whole family passed down.
I guess you have it tattooed also. No?
Not yet, not yet. I thought about it. So working with Arsenal would be massive. You know, working with actors that I love, working with directors would be great. A couple you know, I do music videos because I love them. So there's a couple rappers I have on there that I'd like to work with. But I think yeah, Arsenal would be a big one for me. Yeah.
And in the field, like you will say on the contract, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll
give you even a discount, but it has to be on the field.
Yeah, I gotta touch the grass. Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of creators on the short form space doing like really cinematic things. Like you can tell they're using better cameras. They're doing all these complex things. Like, where do you see the future of content for short form, let's say?
I think that's going to keep developing. The cameras are going to keep getting better. I think the content creators are going to start getting better because now they're going to start shooting their own stuff. They're going to have to learn how to edit. I already see people learning how to edit, so they'll get better. But back to the primary focus is that story should always come first. So these content creators need to understand their audience, understand what they're selling, if they're selling anything, and prioritizing the story they're trying to tell. And then the tools are secondary. And if you want to make it super cinematic, that's great. But as long as the story is number one, that's all that matters. And then I think it's the future's bright.
If you're gonna learn a new skill, it's better to go communication and narrative than trying to learn how to use an array.
Yeah, and I think a really good way is if you're just starting out, like looking at content creators that you respect and admire and literally downloading the videos, putting them into an editing software and looking at the format, looking at when he says, if it's a comedian, like when he says that joke, what's he doing here? And for the beginning, copy the exact format, literally even go and shoot that exact video on your iPhone, just so you can kind of understand the format of it, the layout and like how he's doing it, and then go off and develop your own voice from there, just so you can kind of see it. There's like a template, you know. I think a lot of people think they're just going out there and just these content creators are just like winging it. Like, no, they're prepping, they're shot listing, they're
scripting, they're planning. Yeah.
Like, and if you can't, you know, you don't know these people, so you don't know if they're doing it or not. But if you put that video into an editing software and you kind of see it visually now, you'll be able to work backwards from there.
If you could go back in time and give a little advice to the Mike when you started your filmmaking career, like professionally, what would you say to Mike?
What would I say to young Mike? I mean, I wasn't that young. I would have said start younger, but I can't, you know, I don't have any regrets. But I would tell young Mike to start shooting specs sooner. You know, I think I waited I'm proud of the journey I've taken, but I would have even started earlier to shoot more spec work, and I would have done way more. Like, I tell kids that are coming up to me, I'm like, yo, you need to be shooting all the time. Like, if you really are focused and really passionate, if you're just like, oh, I want to do it, then whatever. If you really want to have a career and you really want to do this, like, you need to be shooting all the time. And I think I could have shot more. I mean, I think I could have shot more if I had to look back on it. But then, you know, I'm sure of my friends would disagree. Said maybe I could have taken some weekends off.
But I think if you have that vein, there's no way to stop that.
You got to be driven. You got to be passionate, because essentially you're your own boss, right? So there's no one pushing me. There's no one above me. I'm pushing myself. And you have to be passionate. You have to love this. You have to be driven. You have to have an entrepreneurial spirit, I think. And that's what's going to keep you pushing, because it's not all highs. Like, it's not like I have these awards and that's incredible, but there's like super lows. When I lose a job or someone tells me they didn't like this. So you got to be passionate, and you got to be focused and positive.
You know, guys, do more spec, approach to brands, and never stop creating, right?
Exactly.
Mike, it's been a pleasure having you here, man.
Thank you, brother.
We're gonna leave Mike's socials here so you can see his work, man. He's a really true artist, and we'll see you guys in the next interview. Bye-bye.
Thank you.